Hello, welcome to my tutorial for Source Filmmaker. I'm just going to run through quick how to first start off and load a map and load a model in, and then I'll do a few separate ones. Instead of making one long video, I'll try and do it in bites. So when you load it up, you double click on Source Filmmaker. You get this screen. So just for this I'm going to call it YouTube tutorial. It's just naming your session. And then you've obviously got your directory that you want it saved to and stuff like that. So you just type in what you want, click on create, and then you should have a screen like this with no map loaded. And from here you just right click, click on load map, and then pick from your list of maps. These are maps from the Team Fortress 2 game. So if you just click on one of them, you can go through them all and try them all yourself. Like for this, I'll just click on Lumberyard and load it up. It does take a couple of minutes to load up, so I'll just pause the recording while it's doing that. Anyway, that's loaded up now. So now I'll run through the controls. Basically, you have to left click on the viewport to move the camera around, like so. And while you're left clicking on it, if you press your WASD keys, they move you forward, backwards, side to side. Your Z and X keys to translate through your altitude between up and down. So once all the map's loaded in, it's basically a full game map from inside Team Fortress, so you can go anywhere in it. It's in a no clip mode, so you can go through the walls and stuff. You can go like right above, you know, and look around, like. And for making the posters, which is what I do, I don't really do the animation because I've only had it a week and it seems quite hard to do off the bat, like if you've never used a program like this before. So I'll just pick a point where I think I could make a good scene for a picture. Say like over there, here maybe. Yeah, just like here. I mean, you can do anything you want, but just for the tutorial, I'll do this. And then you want to. This is usually animation setter is usually up on these tabs here, but I've made it separate because I like it separately. So then you right click on this, go to create animation set for new model, load that up, and then make sure this is on all mods, make sure that's on MDL files at the top, and then type in that HWM, and that'll give you the models for all the Team Fortress high definition models. Not all of them are high definition. So if you just flick through, I'm going to use a scout for this. So if you click on open, then it loads the scout inside the game world. So then what you need to do is, this is the clip editor, what it's on. You need to go to the motion editor. You have three. There's the motion editor and the graph editor. I use mainly the motion editor because that's the only one I really know how to use at the minute. And then you click on the scout, and the scout selected, then you'll see all his movements of his bones and his movement points. And then you've got three tools to use. You can use this one. If you click on the middle of that, you can move him round. There's a rotate tool. It rotates him around the axis that you can see on there. And there's a slide tool as well, which slides him along an X, Y and Z axis. But I usually use the translate tool. So what you need to do as well is, over here it says work camera, if you click on that, click on change scene camera, and click on, it shouldn't say camera 1, it's because I've been on it before, but you should just click on new camera and it will say camera 1 then. And what that does is, wherever you place your camera, which is what's looking through the viewport, if you click the work camera, you can move outside of that frame and you can actually see where that frame's pointing. So if you need to like check from the side or body positioning or anything, it's quite handy. And then you just click that tab to click back through it, and then if you click on that and hold shift, it will lock your character to the floor. Otherwise you can go through the floor and stuff if you don't press it. So if you want him to be on the floor, use the shift key as well. And then once you've done that, sort of like get the camera in a position where you're happy with, you know, make like a good angle for it or something. You know, you can like zoom in, he's got all the scenery behind him and stuff. So like say I want him like that. And then once when you move the character inside the motion editor, it will turn orange, so it just wants you to confirm with enter, and it'll turn green. Everything you've just done, the movements where you've moved into, if you press escape, it'll move him back to where he was when he first loaded in. And if you use Control and Z, you can undo the movement what you've just done and go back. So what you want to do now is just sort of make a pose, but you can sort of move all these. If you press Control and click on that part of him, you can sort of rotate that part then with the outer rim of that, move it around in angles with the inside, or just actually move the joint, which makes it, you can make it deformed and that, like as you can see. But then it's like, say if you make a mistake, you can use the Control and Z or the escape key to move it back, and it cancels all that movement what's just been saved inside that. But when you first start off, it's quite difficult to get to grips with so many different bones, because all the finger digits, like in between the knuckles and everything, are all separate ones. So if you right click on the Scout, go to Rig, Biped Simple, and then when you press Control, you'll only have a few options then, which is a lot handy, like if you're not really good with it. There is one called the Rig Route, which is basically selects the full character to move him around however you want. And then if you can select pelvis. Pelvis is one where they're quite all joined together. You can move them around like that, and then if you select the hand, you can move the arm around. But this sort of works off depending what angle that you're looking at it at. So if I switch to the work camera, zoom back in, if I swing around to the side, then you're moving relevant to where the camera is, because sometimes it can be a bit hard to understand that at first. It was for me. And then you can sort of adjust the hand after that, rotate round, you know, put him in some sort of pose. Let's go back to camera one. Yeah, you just put him in some sort of pose for that. So if I just move this hand up here, like I say, you will do a lot of messing around until you first get used to it. And all the fingers do move independently, but then you've got to go to Scout, the Rig, and like detach all, and it'll detach the rig while it's set up, and it'll be back to all the digits again. And you can sort of set up the fingers and do the poses for the guns, and you can load gun moggles in and stuff like that, but I'll save that for another tutorial. I just wanted to get you through the basics really, so you can make your own poster. And like over here on the animation set editor, you've got all the body parts, so you can even do like face. If you select the face, you'll have stuff over here called emotions, so you can move these sliders along and it moves the face. I'll just zoom in a bit more so you can see. Yeah, you can move these sliders along, and give them all sort of expressions. You can create some quite funny ones. There's even ones for the eyes. If you select these separately, like, it will come up with different ones here. All different sliders that you can do. If you select the face, it'll come up with all of them at the same time. So then if you use the emotions, it also works all them sliders at the same time. So just for now, I'll just do like just a stupid one, really, like a sort of semi-angry face. I just need to move this arm a bit. Like I said, this is all your personal preference. It will take you a long time to get the perfect pose that you want and all stuff like that. But for now, this is just really the basics. So I'll call time on this tutorial for now. If anyone's got any questions, just ask me in the comments. Thanks for watching.